I'm saying, just to reiterate some things Coach Bloom was saying, we aren't where we want to be as a football team. We aren't where we need to be. But I can tell you personally, and speaking from a defensive perspective, as a defense, I led a players only meeting on Sunday. It's something that we normally do when we have Sundays off. And, you know what I'm saying, I think the whole motto for this week is say less and work more, you know, and so that's my whole approach to the whole week. It's like Coach Bloom said, the only way to get out of this hole is to work, and so that's really my only statement right now, but I'll take questions.
Y'all played a lot of tempo teams. You feel that doing that so much helps you against weight? Because it might be a little different, but they still like to play fast.
Yeah, I mean, we played a couple of tempo teams so far, and I mean, with each tempo team, you get a different kind of set of plays that they like to run, and you get a different kind of tempo of the game as well. You know, and just in watching a little bit of film that I have on weight so far, you know, they like to get to the ball, you know what I'm saying, get set, then get the play, and then, you know, probably run the play with about 30 seconds left on the clock. You know, they like to, a lot of their run heavy offense, a lot of their runs they kind of have a real similar style to another team that we played last year, in the way that they block, in the tempo of their runs. It's not really a quick hitting type deal. It's a real patient style running game attack. And also they have a pretty good quarterback. But it's like Coach said, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. All it is a challenge, and we just got to step up to the plate.
You got several talented guys with you along the defensive line. It seems like y'all have almost been taking turns and having big games. Can you talk about the potential of y'all's unit if you can synchronize and all line up and have the same big game on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something we talk about a lot in our room is just going out there and playing like it's your game, like playing like you're going to be free, playing like it's going to be the game that you go off, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that I can tell you from a care factor, everyone in our room cares about. You know, there are certain, you know, other teams, they watch film as well, and they prepare, you know, and so sometimes they'll, you know, have a certain game plan for a certain guy, and somebody else might be free. And that's just when, you know, someone else isn't on their game, that's when you have to step up and, you know, shoulder more of the load. And it's one thing that I said after the game to the team, it's not one of those things where we can get into the easy way of just pointing fingers and saying, well, you got to do better, you got to play better, we need more from you. It's one of those things that when you point a finger, you got three pointing right back at you. So you got to understand everybody can be better, everybody can play better, and you have to fix yourself in your room first before you can start trying to, you know what I'm saying, correct or critique outside of your room. And I think that's one of the big things is from the D-line. Like, we all care. We all watch film together. We all get extra work together. And, you know, we all watch the opponent together. And I think, like you said, hopefully we can all have a big game together, you know. But if, you know, somebody has a big game and somebody is struggling, it you know, that doesn't stop the fact that it has to keep rolling.
Talked about in the past, when you play Power 5 teams like this, is there an extra oomph, or do you still treat it like a regular game?
I prepare for every opponent the same. I don't get into that whole deal where, you know, oh, this is the biggest game of the season, because every time you're out there, it's the biggest game of the season. And if you don't believe that, then a lot of times, like what happened Saturday, will happen. You know what I'm saying? If you go out there without the right intensity, without the right energy, without the right preparation, a lot of times you'll suffer those consequences, you know. And so I think everybody on the team has that same mindset. And I think Saturday was more of a reality check than anything else.
You got a lot of sacks on Saturday, but you guys were close put pressure on the quarterback and got the ball away, is there some part of you and your teammates that grows in confidence knowing that you guys are near the quarterback and maybe not finishing off the sack?
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing I talked about last week as well, is our pass rush. That's one thing that I know personally myself I've been working on every week to try to see me take strides to become the pass rusher that I want to be. And also, it's one of those things like as a defense, everything works in unison, you know. If you could get more pressure on the quarterback, you could rattle his decision making, it'll make things easier for the back end. Likewise, they have to cover to give us enough time to get there, you know, and then in the run game, it's the same thing. If we clog it up the middle and they start hitting the perimeter, they got to be able to hold up and let us get out there. And likewise, we can't just allow them to run down and put our DBs in one-on-one tackling situations in the open field, because those are the hardest tackles